My name is Abdulkarim Majid. I report for Premium Times. I'm here live in Dubai, covering the 28th meetings of the United Nations, Conference of Parties, COP28. And it is Energy Day at COP, where conversations around sustainable energy, is going on across different pavilions here in the Expo City of Dubai. Yeah, that's the venue for COP. And I'm hitting the street to ask Nigerians and people here on what are the options for renewable energy back home.
Energy transition should be viewed as a collective action. I don't think it should be seen just primarily as something that the federal government implements or a policy at the federal level. I think it should be policy that cascades down to subnationals, including state governments, local governments, and even traditional leaders should get involved. Because energy is a household commodity, it's an individual commodity. It's not something that government primarily it's entirely in the purview of government alone. And so as a matter of must, it's something that we, private businesses, individuals, communities need to, embrace the commitment to transition to renewable energy sources. But for the government, the big issue is to invest in infrastructure that allows us to scale and to build industry on top of this new and green technologies, but also to make Nigeria the kind of place where green technology value chains are welcome and the enabling environment for investors to invest in green technologies production in Nigeria.
For a long time, the government subsidized fossil fuels, petrol, diesel, and so on. I think it should just take the risk and give us a subsidy on renewable component of energy. We have, of course, some subsidies on electricity. But now, with Nasani recently announcing the production of solar plants, perhaps we could create subsidies for Nigerians purchasing these solar panels and maybe on the importation of things like windmills, which we haven't really started looking into. We have, of course, lots of vast land where we can install solar plants, and it's something the government can look into. And of course, at the coastlines, we have lots of winds there too. So windmills could be installed, which are not only a clean but also a very efficient source of clean energy.
What does Africa want, right? We want a clean energy, and this we're pushing the just transition. I think this is an agenda that everybody needs to push, and beyond COP28, it's something that we need to continue to push internally in our respective country, from young people to government to CSOs to development partners, to ensure that we're able to meet that target. And by next year, when we're coming to COP29, we're not dwelling on the issues and challenges, but we're talking about our track record. What have we done in the last 1 year? But African countries, how can we ensure that people have easy access to renewable energies? In local community, even people who are living in the city do not have access to it because it is too expensive, right? There was someone that was telling me that he had to save money like every month to be able to buy solar in his house because he can't afford to buy for every time.
And I think the government is already doing stuff first with the energy transition plan. That we have, but there's still much more that needs to be done, and first will be investing in research and development. Most of if you take solar energy for example, most of the panels we use back home in Nigeria are actually imported from outside of the country, but we have the very huge resource in terms of research and development to look at materials that will help us produce cheaper and more accessible. Because if you look at SDG 7 also, which talks about access to clean energy, some of the targets there provided by 2030, we need to have provide at least some level of renewable energy.
I think one of the ways is definitely having a government intervention. So if there is a pricing strategy where the government has their own footprints, their own investments in it as well, to give the people rebates to have access to renewable energy solutions. I think that will be hugely helpful, especially because obviously the price of gas in itself is quite expensive, and diesel. So government intervention is key.
Everybody now is moving in direction of improving the level of renewable energy in the energy mix. Nigeria as a country is also moving in that direction. We have the energy transition plan, which is gradually moving Nigeria from the high dependence on fossil fuel to renewable sources of energy like solar, like wind, like hydroelectricity, geothermal, and so on.
Investigations, special reports, analysis, and breaking news. Premium Times, a leading multimedia news platform, brings to you every minute stories that helps you make informed decisions and hold public officials, individuals, and organizations accountable. We have cartoons, videos, podcasts, and other interesting content for your delight. For timely update on politics, entertainment, sport, and business, visit our website on www.premiumtimesng.com and follow us on all our social media platforms. Don't miss out.